Hey guys, welcome back. This is a question that I get all the time. Which arm adds the speed? I think as right-handed people, we always want to, or if you're right-handed, we always want to hit with that right side, really get a lot of power with that right hand. That's not exactly what's going on. A lot of times when we try to hit with that right hand, we start to cast the club early, and then we're kind of flipping as we're coming through impact. And what happens is we burn up all this speed early in the downswing. If we go just left arm only, then what typically ends up happening is we just kind of pull through the shot. So we're not really getting a lot of speed. We can't feel like we accelerate very fast in the downswing to start the downswing. We just don't have a lot of power with that left arm, and it doesn't feel very strong either. So a lot of times we feel strong with the right hand, but we flip and we lose speed. Then if we try to go all left hand, we lose some speed there too. So what is the point of it? What arm do we use? What part of the body we use? And it's really about a culmination of every piece of the body. So if I go ahead and I make a swing here, I'll do a couple demo shots. I'm going to swing one with just my left arm only. Now you'll notice that I can hit the ball pretty well. This is probably going somewhere about 220 or so with the left arm only. Same thing with the right arm. If I hit one with the right arm, it's going about the same thing, maybe 220 or 230 after roll if I hit a nice clean shot. Neither of those are anywhere near my full power, and it's about using both those together. So let me go through the three things that are going to add a lot of speed to your swing. Number one, we got to get a full turn going back and through. I call this a power turn in the top speed golf system. So we break this down in level by level, step by step. We got to get our body loaded up, get the hips and the shoulders to load up as we go back. PGA Tour players are getting about 110 to 20 degrees of shoulder turn as they're loading up. And then as we come through, we got to turn all the way on around, get that chest facing down the left side of the fairway or into the left rough as we come on through. That's going to help us to get momentum with the body to create speed and to build on that speed with our arms. So that's the first piece. We're not going to focus necessarily on that on this video. The second piece is going to be the right arm. Now the right arm, one of the cool things is they have a lot of studies now that actually show when is force going into the club, which piece of the body is accelerating the club. So as we start the downswing, the right arm is really accelerating the club here. Now the key here is to not try to push with the right wrist. My right wrist isn't extending going that way to push the club forward back here. I'm going to feel like if I set this club on my shoulder, I'm accelerating my arms out away from my body here. That helps to build up some speed with my right hand. So there we're getting, this is kind of like first gear in your car. You can accelerate really fast, but then once you hit a certain speed, you can't keep it accelerating. So the right arm is going to help you to accelerate early. And as we get down to contact, the club's actually moving so fast, the science shows us now that the right hand actually can't keep up with the club. It's not really accelerating the club through contact, it's barely just trying to keep up. That's why players like Vijay Singh or Phil Mickelson, you'll see sometimes as they're coming through the shot, the right hand is completely off the club like that. So the right hand is coming off the club just like this. Sometimes you'll see with their fingertips just barely held on. And that's to try to not slow down the club with the right hand, actually let that go. So let me go over a great drill for you with just the right arm only. And I want you guys to practice this just in your living room, it'll be fine. So go ahead and start, go to the top of the swing. Good full turn. Now I want you to rest that club on your shoulder and then just take your right arm. Now from there, as you open up, I want you to feel like you get a lot of lag and this club works out away from your body with just the right arm only. We can let that rest on my shoulder, even on the back of the shoulder would be good. That way we flatten out the club plane like we talk about in the move section. So that's this happening as you're making your downswing. Now if we add both hands to that, that's going to look something like this. I'm going to have a good amount of lag as I start down. I'm not casting that early. I want you to do about 50 reps with just the right arm only. Now the left arm is like fifth gear in your car. It doesn't accelerate as fast, but once the club gets moving, it can really turn on the speed at high RPMs. So this club gets moving really fast, and what's actually happening is the butt end of the club is turning up. Imagine this butt end of the club turning up, and that allows the club to whip on through contact. So in my downswing, as my hands get to their low point about right here in the downswing, now my hips, my shoulders, my left arm start to come back up because they're rotating on a circle. They start to come back up, and now that club's releasing on out in front. So that's exactly why we talk about in the top speed golf system how we want to be tilted slightly behind the ball. Look at all the pro players that are really bombing the ball. They're getting tilted back behind the ball so they can turn that club up. So now let's make some swings with just the left arm only. I want you to grab the club, get to your low point, and from here, I want you to feel like you're really letting the arm turn back up and that club to whip on through there, that's going to get a good low end acceleration, or feel like after the club's moving already, I'm using the leverage of this, or the angle I should say of this, to release that, and that's going to get the speed. So another 40 or 50 reps, coming to the low point of the swing, feeling like your hand turns back up, you're pushing into the ground with your left leg, and that's going to whip the club on through there. 50 reps just left arm only. Now when I put it together, I'm going to be able to get that early lag, save up that energy, and then boom, I'm going to turn it on the speed with my left hand coming through contact. Let's see how it goes. There we go, guys. Crush that one. Go out there, work on each arm individually, put them together, you're going to get tons of speed. All right, guys, hope y'all really enjoyed this video, but I got a great bonus for you. If we want to be really good at golf, we want to have tons of speed, have a lot of fun, really start cranking that ball, we got to have a lot of lag and then release that lag to get tons of speed. I've got my #1 lag video. I'm going to play a preview of that here in a second. If you want to click the link that pops up on your screen, if you're on a computer, if you're on a tablet, a mobile device, you're going to need to click the iCard. You'll get instant access to that full video, plus you're going to get 5 videos from my Top Speed Golf system. Good luck to you guys. Good luck with that lag. Go out there, crush the ball, have some fun. I'll see you in the lag video. Hi guys, and welcome back. I'm Clay Ballard, and in today's video we're going to talk about one of the absolute worst drills for creating lag. It's a very common drill that I see, and in this drill what we're going to do is we're going to set the wrist very early to create an angle of lag, and then we're going to try to hold this throughout the swing. It's one of the worst things that you can do to build lag. I'm going to talk about the science behind why this is the case, and I'm also going to give you a great drill to help you improve your lag, all in this video. Let's go ahead and get started. If I do it this way versus holding that position, exact same thing happens when we're building the lag in the golf swing. So what we want to do is throughout the swing, I want to have a very low and wide takeaway. So I'm not going to set my wrist early at all. If you look at a lot of the top players, you look at Adam Scott, very wide takeaway, not very much wrist set at all. You look at Rory McIlroy, look at Tiger Woods. All these players are using a wide takeaway and not getting very much wrist set, so that later in the swing, as we start down, we can increase this wrist set, and we're really only going to max out this angle of lag for a split second in the downswing. Okay, so a 3-step drill here. Now, as we get started with this, I want to remind you that the fulcrum in this golf club for getting a massive amount of lag is right at the end of the golf club. This is where I want my hinge point to be.